Good morning, y'all. We ain't put out any content in a while. Been kind of busy. I started a new job about 3 months ago. Been kind of acclimating to changing shifts again, and fishing has slowed down quite a bit. So we really ain't done any content, but it is firewood season, and we've been very busy with that. So figured today we just do a little live cutting up some firewood if anybody's in the mood to watch. A couple of the neighbors needed some firewood on Sunday, so some of us come out on Sunday and drop these trees and started cutting them up. Today I'm off, being Christmas Eve, so it's just me and Janice and the boys, and we're gonna cut up some firewood and just put a little time in on the channel. It's probably been a few months. Got my trusty old steels. These things have been serving multiple homes for firewood for 18 years and counting. Morning, Randy. Morning, Justin. Appreciate y'all stopping in. I typically keep my saws fueled and oiled before I even put them away, but I always double check them just in case. Merry Christmas to y'all too. I appreciate you guys more than you know. I thank God for y'all every day and pray for you. Don't know if I'm going to whip out this little guy today. The majority of the small stuff got cut up on Sunday when we come out. I didn't do any footage the other day because, out of respect for the one neighbor, his son and daughter-in-law lost their house in a fire last week. And so essentially he just came out just to kind of get away from things and get his mind off of that stuff. And so out of respect for him, you know, and privacy and this and that, I didn't do anything with that. So we just came out and dropped some trees and started cutting them up a little bit. The other neighbor is the one that actually needed the firewood. So that's the whole reason I actually came out. I've been working on this firewood for 3 or 4 months now, me and Janice, and we want to get enough before it starts snowing and gets miserable cold. I agree, Justin. Cutting firewood is good exercise. I've been trying to get back into shape, starting in late 19, right after I wrecked the bike and got laid up with that. I got the Rona for the first time, and so I just been out of shape for a handful of years now, and really trying to get back into shape. I'm in my 50s now, so it's getting a little bit more difficult, but I figured since we ain't doing no fishing Figure I could at least do this. These trusty steels, they last a long time, guys. When me and Janice was kids and I was fighting forest fires in Job Corps, I only seen 3 brands of saws that them sawyers carried around in them trees. There was Echo, Steel, and Husqvarna. That's the only ones I seen. And so I had an Echo before. I burned it up using ethanol gas. I was an ignorant kid. I bought Steel next because the one thing that I didn't like about my Echo is it had a plastic of some kind on the tensioner, and I broke it and they had to replace it. I'm really not into my saws being down, so the next round I tried a Steel, and a guy in town has my old Steel 290. It's over 20 years old. He still cuts wood with it every winter. And then these 2 Steels here are 18 years old and still cutting wood for multiple homes every single winter. So I'm going to try a Husqvarna at some point. I ain't tried it before. But I tell you, I'm kind of reserved about it because these Steels have served me so good. I'm actually going to pick up a bigger Steel here pretty soon so I can hopefully do stuff a little faster. My neighbor has an MS 462, which is 72 cubes, and it's got a 30-inch bar on it. Nice, an 025. I actually have an 025 sitting in my garage that belongs to my neighbor. The sprockets wore out and it needs a little TLC to get back into good running shape. But as soon as I get that sprocket on that thing, I just put a new plug in it. As soon as I get the sprocket on it, I'm gonna play with that 025. Those are just beastly old saws that had really good torque. They didn't wrap out as hard as these newer saws do, but man, they had the torque to back it. They were amazing. But we got essentially 3 trees right here because the one big dead mulberry, there was another mulberry and a cottonwood that was all tangled up in it. There was a whole fistful of widowmakers up in the top of that. But we had a nice open running chute off to the side there, so when the neighbor dropped it, all 3 of them came down, but he went that way. So now we just got to chunk up all that other stuff. And the one mulberry is probably too green, most of it, to burn this year, but maybe in a couple years. And that cottonwood is just garbage. It's all, essentially, it's a sponge. And then over here, we got this big hackberry that we dropped. It's dry as a bone. Actually, on the bottom, on the trunk, some of it's on the verge of not is being too gone. Been dead standing for a little too long, I think, but it'll still burn. And then over there is another big mulberry. We finished chunking that one up on Sunday before we went home because the one neighbor that needed wood, I just had that kid load up my pickup with stuff that he could burn without splitting it, and we just left the rest of it sitting there. I like smoking with mulberry. Justin says hi.
Hello.
We don't have a smoker because a long time ago when we was first married, Janice had an old school smoker and it blowed up on her and burned her legs up, and she ain't touched one since. But some of these new smokers, I am going to get her one because she does miracles in the kitchen and such. And she is a grill master. But I'm going to get her one of these newer ones that runs off the pellets and whatnot. And Randy says don't work me too hard.
I'd rather be at home right now. Gotta stay warm this winter.
Justin, no, I don't think it was propane. I think it was just wood chips or something like that. But I think maybe it wasn't drafted properly, so when she opened the door, it just woof. And that was enough. She didn't want no more to do with that. I ran home from work quick and took her to the hospital.
Yeah, because I was pregnant.
Yeah, she was actually pregnant with our second daughter, the one that gave us our grandson eventually. Yeah, it was pretty nuts. I'm sure it had something to do with draft. I don't think it was her first and only time messing with one, and I just don't think it was drafted properly. A walk-in smoker?
That would be cool.
That would be big. That would be like a whole cow or a whole hog.
That would be the size of your oven.
I have a walk-in oven. I wouldn't suggest smoking in it though. But I can hang a mini bike frame in my oven when I powder coat it. So I have an oven that big. Let's see if she'll start today. Yeah, it's pretty nice up here, Randy. It really is. It kind of alternates from year to year up here. Thanksgiving was kind of cold. Some years it's warm on Thanksgiving and cold on Christmas. This year it was pretty warm on Thanksgiving and or cold on Thanksgiving, and now it's pretty warm. It's beautiful. It's probably close to 50 degrees out here.
It's supposed to be 56 tomorrow.
Yeah, it's supposed to be close to 60 degrees tomorrow on Christmas Day. So I'm going to try to get this cut up today. And I got a rod holder build for a guy that Thomas Wilson sent me. I got to get that finished up tomorrow and get it powdered up. But I wanted to get out here and get something useful done today as well. Yeah, one thing I noticed, Justin, is like you guys know that I go down to Arkansas and the Wachitas every year for that big youth rally with the CMA. And it's usually 20, 25 degrees warmer down there than it is up here. So it don't surprise me at all that it's going to be 75 down there. That's freaking perfect fishing weather. If it was 75 here today, I promise you I would not be finishing up these trees today. We would be on a riverbank somewhere. Unfortunately, we can't do lives on our best places where we're going to catch fish because there's no reception in them places. Hopefully this next year, they got these antenna booster deals that you can put in your vehicle or on your vehicle. And hopefully this next year I can pick up one of those to where maybe we can do some live footage at some of our better places. We can do lives down in Kansas, which we try to do. We usually catch decent fish down in Kansas. Yeah, I seen your short on YouTube. That was a heck of a nice mess of fish, man. It's been a long time since I caught 21 fish in a day. That's a lot. That's a dang nice day of fishing. I don't care what kind of fish it is. When we lived out in Colorado, we used to go well, the kids' Christmas gifts take priority, that's a fact. Janice still has to wrap a couple of gifts for grandson. I found on Amazon the other day a little toy steel chainsaw, and it has these newer toy chainsaws are actually really cool. They actually have little rubber chains that spin around when you pull the trigger. They got a chain brake that you can move, and comes with a tool where you can replace the chain. The pull rope pulls. Like I'll be able to teach him some fundamentals, on how to mess around with a chainsaw without any sharp edges involved. Hey, have a good day, Randy. I appreciate you, man. Oh yeah, he's gonna love that thing for real. Hopefully I'll have some footage of him out here helping me cut up firewood. Because sometimes when I can get him off his phone long enough, sometimes I'll hold the saw for him. I'll hold the small saw for him and let him pull the trigger when we're cutting wood. Because he gets a kick out of that. His ears are still kind of sensitive to loud noises. I don't know if that has something to do with being a preemie or if it's just something little kids do a lot, but It's not something I can get him to do all the time, but he does enjoy it. He helps me measure stuff and do stuff in the garage. And he sure does. He sure is a lot of joy.
We'll eat here after bit. I was gonna do wood first. Ricky.
Not gonna worry about that stick right now. I don't think it's in the way too much.
All these dang branches.
Yeah, there's a lot of lemon to do. And that other one's pretty green yet.
I see that.
Have a good day, Justin. Appreciate you. Now, I don't know how many of y'all do firewood, but anybody that does firewood can appreciate what I'm holding up to this camera, because this is about the primest mulberry that you can find. Like, this stuff is bone dry and rock solid. This is amazing trees. Cut it, throw it right in the stove. Absolutely beautiful out here today. I bet it's close to 50 degrees. The humidity's a little high, which is okay.
Down for a second. Farmers having issues.
So that mulberry right there is usually how we get mulberry around here. Half green and half dry. And so a lot of times what you end up with is wood that looks rotten when it's finally time to cut it down. It really ain't, it just looks like it is. But this tree over here that I've been working on, that we just finished up, like this stuff is perfect. It's prime. You are absolutely not going to find more prime and better mulberry than that. It's got a beautiful yellow, bone dry, and rock hard. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Let's see. I don't know how this thing works. This thing is a different screen. How do I check to make sure it's on all cameras? They don't have the same stuff on the bottom as the last time.
Which is weird.
So I just hit this one.
I don't know.
Well, we're going to try it. Oh, there we go. Yep. Anybody that knows me knows I am not good with this sort of thing. But I can cut wood like nobody's business. But when it comes to these phones and computer stuff, I ain't worth a darn. But we actually have quite a few really beautiful trees here that we can cut down. I don't know if you can see them, but there's 2 dead standing hackberries right there. There's a dead standing mulberry, a nice big one. I actually have an X on that one because I want it out this winter. Then further down the way there, you probably can't see it on this phone, but there's another big dead standing mulberry. This one I'll have to look at it. We might be able to just drop that one right up here on the road or the path or whatever you want to call it. That other one though, that one's just going to go down in the ravine there, and we'll have to cut it up down there or drag it out. Find a place where this thing will stand up here. So I got that mulberry finished up. Now I'm going to come over here and work on this hackberry a little bit. I got most of the trunk cut into pieces. I got to just roll that piece and finish cutting it up, and then just finish going up. like I said before, the neighbor that came out to work with me on Sunday, he just wanted to get out for a while, and so when he got tired, then we loaded up and went home. We didn't finish chunking all this stuff up. So me and Janice and the boys are out today. We're just going to chunk this stuff up, and me and the neighbor are going to bring his dump trailer out probably Friday and load all this stuff up and take it home. But it is just an absolutely beautiful day today. But before I went over here, I wanted a fuel and oil and all that stuff, so took care of that. Man that farms this ground is nice enough to let us come in here, cut this up. So we do our best to take as good a care of the place as we can, make sure the brush is in nice piles where he can just push it in the burn pile with his tractor. The more trees we take out of here that are dead, the more room he has for his cows in the winter. So it works out for everything and everybody involved. Then of course you got to watch out for this too. Being an old farmstead, you have a lot of enemies in the grass.
And growing in the trees.
Kill it.
I don't know if I got it. He was on a piece of wood way over here.
Well, as long as he's scared enough to go anywhere else.
You are a stinker. Now he's dead. We still got to bring wood into our house.
Let me tell you what, folks. If you used to look in the encyclopedia under the world's greatest woman, you'd see a picture of her. That's what you'd see. There wouldn't be no words necessary. Just her picture. Oh, I forgot that other branch, huh? Well, I guess I'll pull out the little guy for that one.
I'm taking this one with me.
See if I sharpen this chain right, huh? was naked and dead standing, but the base of it was still pretty wet. I'll pull it out sometime this winter. Just I ain't gonna worry about that when I got all this dry stuff. The top half of it was bone dry, but the bottom half was definitely not.
Woodpeckers wreak havoc out here too.
Steel, guys. Steel.
Are you petting your spider? 'Grandson has his spider on his lap, petting it.
$18 old, y'all. Still cutting firewood for multiple homes every single winter. I'm liking this one a little more this year. I watched a video. The guy's name is Bodie or Bodie or something. But he's got a channel called Empire Workshop. Well, he showed on one of his videos how to pop those limiters out of those set screws. And now this saw breathes and runs better than it ever has. Really nice throttle response. And as long as it has a good chain, which I've never been good at sharpening chains, but I have been working on it. And today she cut pretty good. She was pretty hungry. But she wraps out better, she's smoother. But I opened up that muffler on that thing so she could breathe a little bit. Tuned the carburetor to where it was nice and smooth and where it'd wrap out nice. So she cuts a lot better than she used to, ever did. But the neighbor that I cut wood with, he's doing his Christmas stuff today with his family and that. And we didn't really have nothing planned today, so we just laid around in bed and was lazy for a while. And then we got to run to town here and do a little errand, but I wanted to come out and finish chunking up this wood that we started on Sunday. That way when me and him come out on Friday, we can just grab it up and go home. Because it's supposed to be around 60 degrees here on Friday, y'all, and I really would like to go fishing even if nothing bites. It's been a minute since we went fishing, probably a month. And anybody that's a fisherman as much as we are, you know we got withdrawals. But anyways, those of y'all that stopped in and watched at least for a little bit, made a comment or two, I appreciate you. And on the fishing side of things, I'm working on a rod holder right now for a guy that one of our team members sent to me. Planning to get that one done tomorrow and get it put on the internet. Get it shipped out to the guy on Friday. But for somebody who wants one of our 2 regular models of rod holders, or if you want one of our other styles that I've been tinkering with for the last few months, or something like that, look up guys like Bill Journey, Thomas Wilson, Randy and Lisa Swain. PJ Rogerson. Check out Thunderstruck, Justin Funderburg, and Anna Banks. Them guys is all on our team. They represent our products and our services. If you want a rod holder, we'll take care of you. We'll personalize it. We don't just put stickers on things. We put permanent decals on them, a clear coat over the top of them. They don't come off. The only way they're coming off is with an angle grinder. The pipe style rod holder's been around at least twice as long as I have. But the pipe style rod holders that we do haven't. And if I trust my Trophy Cat tackle, River Cat's tackle, Jay's weights, any of them guys, Meat Hunter rods, if I trusted my stuff in these holders, that's the only reason I'm going to sell it to you. So reach out to them guys, get their discount code, and look us up. We'll take care of you. But y'all have a good day. And for those that joined us, I appreciate you coming in and watching us cut a little firewood. This is what we've been busy with for the last few months. Y'all have a good day. I appreciate you, and God bless you. I have no idea how to turn this thing off.